So, what we've decided is that we're actually going to surprise you with something. Right, if I showed you that box there, now as it stood, what's your best guess?
What comes in the alphabet after J?
You really have put him on the spot now, haven't you?
Oh, right.
What is it?
It's the same. It's what George has got, isn't it?
Yeah. What comes after J in the alphabet? Okay.
Okay.
So, what we've done is BAF Motorsport have hooked Georgia with another 𝘾𝙬𝙬𝙬𝙬,
Yeah.
which is what you've got in your hand. Now, Chris, you've got some subs in your boot, haven't you?
Yeah.
But what we found out is that we'd completely ignored reading any fitting instructions for this because we were typical males, and we'd fitted George's one round the way that a roll cage would normally be fitted. Now, in this instance, the 𝘾-braces were designed to be fitted with a slope towards the seats. So, fingers crossed, that means that this may just fit in the back of your boot.
Yeah.
And we're going to test that this morning, and if it does fit, then as long as you're willing, we're going to fit that for you free of charge. Thanks to BAF Motorsport, GCM, and everyone for hooking you up, really. It's just a little thank you, really, for your support and for the fact that, I mean, you've brought us a 2,000 subscriber set of cakes. So, yeah, we're going to eat some of them a bit later on, but we just thought it'd be something that you'd really like, Chris. You've done a lot to your car, you've spent a lot of money. You spent money with all over the place with other people, and I get that, and that's great. Remember that, you know, I've said this to you before, it's not all about like you buying stuff from us. This is more about the YouTube channel, and you've supported us throughout. You've shared all our stuff, you've let us do videos, you've let us include you in those videos, and it's been good. And you've enjoyed it, haven't you, really?
Yeah,
You've enjoyed doing bits with us, as they say, as the cool kids would say,
yeah.
Chris. Apparently I'm not cool because I don't say doing bits like LBTV. But yeah, hopefully, just tell me, are you interested in having that fitted before I go and force it upon you?
Yeah, it'd be interesting, yeah.
Yeah, so we'll see if we can get this in. You've got a sub, what have you got in the boot? Is the sub further forwards from the seat? It is, isn't it? Because I asked you that.
A little bit.
Yeah, so we'll have to see if this will fit. You might not be able to see it that well in your boot, but it'd be interesting to see because you've already got like PowerFlex bushes and upgrades that you've done with your dad on your driveway. So this will be interesting to see whether you can notice a difference in rigidity, because BAF are actually producing, in fact I'll pick that up and include it here, BAF are actually producing some data that this isn't, as I wrongly might have suggested in George's video, that this is just a show cage. It isn't actually. It does add structural rigidity purely because it's bolted to the top of the top mounts on the rear suspension, and it does actually add rigidity regardless and irrespective of the fact or the way that it's fixed into the boot. Now we're going to fit it the way that BAF Motorsport have suggested for these cars, which allows you to use the rear seats and the boot, and we're going to see what you think.
Yeah.
And hopefully you enjoy it, and hopefully it's a nice surprise. I know you've been goading me to give you some more information, but I haven't given you any more information. If you haven't already, then please consider subscribing to our channel, hit that bell icon to stay notified, and click the all so that you see all our videos. Give this video a thumbs up for BAF Motorsport, who kindly provided this rear 𝘾-brace free of charge, and for Chris because he's such a good sport, because we completely didn't tell him we were even going to do this. Thanks again to George. Comment down below if you'd like to get your hands on one of these 𝘾-braces, and we'll tag BAF Motorsport again in the comments down below so that you can go and have a look at the products, because it's not just Focuses they offer this option for. They do it for various makes and models, from BMWs right the way through to Clios, as you will have seen on LBTV's channel. Check out GCM on YouTube as well, and all our socials, and we'll see you again shortly when we establish whether this thing will fit in your boot.
Yeah.
Right, so we've removed the boot build from Chris's boot because it was slightly in the way. Ben's actually on the phone in the background to BAF Motorsport to make sure that we get this right this time. The last time when we fitted this for George, it was a little bit rushed and we did things our way rather than the way that BAF Motorsport actually recommend. So this time we're actually speaking to them on the phone to make sure that we do it in the right way, in the way that they've recommended. Now, BAF have also assured me that this is more than just a show cage. My comment in George's video was purely just a comment that I made and nothing founded upon any evidence whatsoever. So this is more than just a show cage. It actually provides some structural stability. Oh God, that's a long word to get out. But anyway, BAF are actually producing some information for us and we're going to share that with you in a future video. We've actually been invited, or George has been invited, and we may tag along up to BAF Motorsport to see how these are actually made and give you some more factual evidence to show the suitability of use of the BAF Motorsport K-brace in any vehicle that's used on track specifically. So for now we'll get back to some action and show you how BAF actually recommend you install this K-brace, and we're doing it in Chris Stowell-Smith's car as a bit of a thank you really. Thanks to GCM and to BAF Motorsport for supplying this particular item free of charge, and we hope you enjoy the video. Stay tuned. Thanks guys.
Right, so we're just getting ready to install the K-brace into the rear of Chris's Focus. Basically it uses the existing shock absorber top mounts for the upper section of the fittings of the K-brace. You can see here we've already started by removing, we've got the carpet out, we've got the parcel shelf retainer out if you like. We're just going to go ahead, if we pull the carpet back you can see in here, here's the original bolts for the shock absorber top mount. We're going to replace this one here with a slightly longer version that'll allow us to mount the K-brace on top and give us some thread to install the new fixing nut. Right, so now that we've got the interior prepared, we've just lifted the car up on the ramps purely just because it's easier than struggling on the floor. Gives us a nice gap here in the arch where we can get our arms and some tools in just to gain access to the bolt here. I don't know if you can quite see it there, but there it is. We'll go ahead, we'll just pull that out now. Alright, so here's the original bolt that we've removed from the top of the rear shock absorber. We're going to go ahead and replace it with this longer version that's supplied with the kit. I'm told by the manufacturers of the K-brace that they now actually supply this in an OE equivalent hex head shouldered bolt, so it looks nice and original but just in the extended version. So we're just going to literally replace the original bolt with a slightly extended version. Exact reverse process as removing it, if I can get my tool in. Right, you can see now with the new bolt installed, there's the extra length and that's what we're going to use. The K-brace is going to sit on there. We've got some washers and a new nut to go on top. But what I'm going to do now, I'm actually going to temporarily, loosely, I'm going to refit the carpet so that I can actually find the exact position of the new longer stud, and I'm going to make a hole in the carpet so that we can reinstall this and the K-brace can actually sit on top of the carpet nice and tidy. Now we've got the carpet placed back into the boot here. You can, it's difficult to show, but you can actually feel where the long stud is poking through. So if we take a nice rubber mallet and just tap on the top of the stud, it'll actually give us an exact marking of where the stud's going to come through. We'll probably just go ahead now and take this carpet back out, use a scalpel, we'll make the hole slightly larger just so that it can seat itself back down nicely over the captive nut. And then we'll go ahead, we'll do exactly the same on the other side, and we'll be ready to start marking the holes on the boot floor so that we can install the rivnets.
Right guys, well I've felt a bit left out in this video, to be fair. Ben's taken over from me. Let us know in the comments down below if you think Ben should do more videos. But I'm just going to give you a little tiny update. So in this instance we've again removed the audio installation from the rear of the car. We've now installed just one single extended stud for the installation of the K-brace, just to make that possible. Now this, we've spoken to K-brace about this directly and they're alright with that. Going forward they have got a new, slightly different solution. We'll put some images in the video at some point if we get a chance. We've got some images of the new bracketry from K-brace, thankfully. But Ben, do you want me to take over now? We've done the easy bits. I'll do the hard bits for you.
What, just put the last nuts in?
Oh yeah. You know,
as usual, swoop in at the end and take all the glory.
Yeah.
No, I'm alright, thanks.
Oh well, you can't say I didn't offer. Guys, if you've enjoyed this video, then please comment down below, as I've asked you before. The weirdos that are watching this channel and haven't subscribed, can you please wise up, Ben? There's like 70% of people that haven't subscribed to the channel. I think it's mainly down to the fact they don't like me and they want you with your snood or whatever it is. Yeah, so if you haven't already, then please subscribe to the channel. Please consider hitting that bell icon to stay notified of all the amazing content that we've got. Ben's taking a break, I'm not sure why. I think he's going to actually leave me the glory of putting a nut on. But all we can say is thanks for watching guys, and we'll see you again soon in the next episode from BD Performance. So what we've actually done is removed the sound deadening or insulation from the boot floor. Ben, as you can see, has marked an area so that we didn't just aimlessly slice out loads of this stuff and make Chris's boot floor look hideous. Now there is some sort of protection, i.e. primer, left on the boot floor, isn't it, Ben? So it's not exactly like we're leaving bare metal or anything. If there were, we'd have just touched it up with some primer over the top, because you won't see it because the K-brace lower section is actually going to sit on where Ben's removed this seam sealer from. But it is quite thick, so it would have just made it quite wobbly. We've drilled in now with a 13mm, or we're going to drill in with a 13mm drill bit to enable us to install the rivnets. Now, BAF Motorsport actually provide you with a little tool for installation of the rivnets into the floor. It's a little, basically a bolt setup with a larger nut and a serrated washer, which allows you to draw the rivnet into the floor quite easily, and it also allows for you to install that in a tighter space rather than having to use a conventional rivnet tool. So that's quite a nasty bit of kit to include in the actual K-brace itself. So we'll join you again shortly when Ben will show you installation of the rivnet into the boot floor. But for now, you don't need them.
Right, now we've got both holes drilled ready for the bottom mounts of the K-brace, but because of where they're located in the boot floor, they are actually drilled into the chassis section of the floor pan, so we can't get behind to get a nut or any other kind of fixing in from behind. So BAF Motorsport actually include with the kit a pair of rivnets that we will need to insert into the holes. Now how these work is when, well, you need to insert a threaded item into here. There is actually a tool for this job, but most of you are not going to have it, obviously, if you're doing it on the drive at home. So they have also kindly included this little contraption, which is simply a bolt, a nut and a locking washer that you can insert into the rivnet. And what will happen is we'll drop that into the hole, and we'll tighten up on the bolt. The nut will be allowed to stay still, so when we tighten up on the bolt, the nut and the locking washer will actually hold the rivnet from spinning in the hole, and as we tighten it will actually clamp it down and sandwich it either side of the sheet metal of the boot floor, giving us a nice thread to use to bolt in our K-brace. Right, so we've got a hole here ready to go. We're just going to drop this in. It's nice and snug. If you just give it a bit of a wiggle, it does drop in. Now, you'll take a spanner and hold the bottom nut down just so that stops the locking washer and the rivet turning, and then with a spanner, ratchet, anything you've got, we just turn the bolt, which will actually clamp down on that rivet, and eventually you'll see start to grip the boot floor. Obviously it's impossible to show the other side, so I might just show you the spare rivet once we've got these inserted, just so you can see exactly what you're dealing with. And just remove the bolt that you've used to insert the rivet, and there you see that's installed. You've got yourself a nice thread in the boot floor ready for your bolts to go in. Right, that's it. The K-brace installation is all done. Chris has gone ahead and reinstalled the sound system in the boot. Looks really good, to be fair, but I'll let you be the judge of that. I'm going to hand you over to Lee with some cinematics.
So that's it for this episode. We've fitted a BAF Motorsport K-brace for Chris Stowell-Smith, and we've fitted it in the right way this time, the way that BAF intended it to be installed. If you think that Ben looks like his pet, then comment down below. If you haven't already, subscribe to the channel, hit that bell icon and select all to stay notified, and if you've enjoyed this sort of content, then please give it a thumbs up to let us know. Stay safe guys, stay tuned and stay weird with us.